How's it going? Rumor has it that Jason Skilz has amassed 100 subscribers. And as a result of this monumental accomplishment, he's doing a contest. A contest that I'm going to enter. Because that's what I do. Don't know Jason real well. Chatted with him a little bit over the last while. Friendly. Seems like a really good dude. Listens to a lot of punk, a lot of electronic music. He just listens to a lot of shit. Congrats on the 100, man. And I'm sure you'll get hundreds more. The contest, it's a real simple one. He just wants us to show, one metal record, one punk record, and one synth record. I can do that. The metal, 1984, Cobra Records, Toronto, Ontario, Piledriver, Metal Inquisition. Most people watching this have probably at least heard of Piledriver. In my opinion, this is a bona fide Canadian metal classic. I remember buying this on cassette when it came out, rushing home and just being like, holy shit, this is the coolest thing I have ever heard. The sound of the guillotine dropping in the title track blew my mind. I mean, they're not without their kind of dubious nature, I suppose. It's more due to the label. Like, Cobra Records was kind of infamous for creating, like, metal exploitation bands. Like, Piledriver was one. Convict, Original Sin, Exorcist that did that Nightmare Theater record, all created by the label to cash in on the popularity of metal. The common thread with Piledriver, though, was the vocalist, which is that guy, Gord Kirchen. At some point, he had a falling out with Cobra, and then took off and started a band called Dogs with Jobs that I vaguely recall. I want to say they sounded something like Anvil, but then again, I could be full of shit. I'm probably full of shit. But the last few years, he's been touring around under the name The Exalted Piledriver. He still wears the same kooky getup, although the leather straps, they look more like shoestrings on him these days. If you never heard them, it's kind of a speed metal, early thrash metal type thing. Doesn't take itself seriously, obviously. You get tracks on here like Sex with Satan, Sodomize the Dead, Alien Rape, like good time party hits. Piledriver, Metal Inquisition. On to the punk, 1985, Montreal, Quebec. S.C.U.M, Born Too Soon. This was released by Psyche Industry. First heard this band because they were on the Peace Comp that R Radical Records released. Like I said, they're from Montreal. Started in 1981. It's kind of a mid-paced punk band. Political lyrics, a lot of socio-political lyrics. The vocals are delivered in kind of that talking style. His voice is kind of wavering and squeaky at times. Like, it almost sounds like he was going through puberty when they recorded this. Apparently, the singer was originally from California, then ended up in Montreal, which might explain the fact that I can detect a definite Black Flag influence in their music. Other than that, I don't really know a whole lot about this band. Unfortunately, I never got to see them when they were around. But, whatever. It is what it is. S.C.U.M, Born Too Soon. Now on to the synth. It's not a pure synth record, as it were. There's a lot of metal in this. There's a lot of, industrial. There's techno. There's synth. Blah, 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 blah. It's a band from Toronto called Malhavoc. One of the greatest live bands I ever saw. I saw them play many times. Very, very creepy, very dark, sinister. They started out in '83 as more of a speed metal band. Like, they had a lot more in common with Bathory, early Bathory, than they did with what they would become. Although you can still hear hints of it, especially with the vocals. He a lot of his vocal deliveries in kind of this creepy whispered style, and you can detect that in the early stuff as well. But this is kind of an industrial synth type thing. This is a compilation of their first two releases, The Release from 1990 and Punishments from 1991. This is on Devotion Records. It came out in 1992. It's a double LP. But yeah, great band from Toronto. Definitely underrated. So yeah, there you go, Jason. There's a contest entry. I'll be back with a legit actual video probably over the weekend. Got some metal, got some VCLT. It'll be cool. Cheers.